morning, viewers. It's a brand new week, and you're welcome to another edition of the Economy and Politics Show. September 28, 2020. The conversation will begin this week with insurance. You agree with me that insurance is a very critical aspect of the financial sector and plays a key role in humanity in terms of hedging against risk and uncertainty. Tomorrow, 29th September 2020, Tuesday, we'll be having the Insurance September, an annual conference that brings together stakeholders in the insurance industry in the country to look at ways we can deepen the insurance industry and reposition it to serve the country better. The convener is Mr. Ekerete Ola Gam-Ikon, who is with us today to look at insurance and sustainability in Nigeria as we look into better ways to improve Nigeria. And this even happens as we count down to Nigeria's 60th anniversary. Nice to have you on the show, Mr. Ekerete.
Thank you very much, Ottoabasi. Like I said to you earlier, you are the only man who has got Abasi twice in his name.
That's a unique.
I'm happy to be here today.
That's unique. Yes, thank you very much for joining us. First, let's go to the theme. I mean, we've heard much about sustainability and banking. We have about sustainability and how important it is for development. We even have United Nations Sustainability Development Goals. Now we're looking at 2030. So what informed the theme of Insurance September, looking at insurance and sustainability?
Okay, so Insurance September has always been about the issues that are critical to the people per time. And so we thought that with the experience of COVID-19 pandemic, we needed to begin to seriously discuss how we're going to live our lives after this time. If you recall, climate change is still there, even as we, try to move away from COVID-19. But the critical issues that informed this were the issues that remain with us, the issues of the disease that we live with, the hunger, poverty, lack of power supply, all those kind of things that burden us. So we're thinking that as we bring the kind of speakers as you would see to discuss this theme, we will be able to try to provide some direction for better direction for insurance experiences in Nigeria and globally.
Yes, and when we look at the speakers, some of them are known in the renewable energy space, like Mr. Segun Adaju, who is the CEO of Consistent Energy and President of Renewable Energy Association. We also have Mr. Shalom Asukwa Anko and other speakers. If you can give us some insight into the speakers and their perspectives that we're expecting to see at this forum.
Okay, so the greatest thing with this particular edition, which is our fourth, edition, is that we've got a real good mix of speakers coming from the insurance industry. We couldn't have had a better person than Barrister Mrs. Ekeoma Ezeibe to speak on this very important issue. I mean, she is a lawyer and she's come with a wealth of experience. She's a respected insurance professional, and we're happy to have her as a keynote speaker. And of course, we have Mrs. Chizo Malize, the MD CEO of FITC. Fantastic. We're happy to have her. She's going to come with perspectives from the financial sector. And we also have Segun Adaju, like you had mentioned. And Segun is not just a renewable energy person today. He's come with a background from banking and investment, and we have him there to give us his perspective. And of course, Mrs. Shalom Asukwa Anko has been someone who served in government in Akwa Ibom State. So she has a view from that angle, and she's excited about this because it gives her an opportunity as an artificial intelligence expert to also share with us what we ought to be looking for and looking at in the insurance space. She's a travel expert, and I mean, we've been on these issues of how do we change the way we travel in the course of this time. Travel insurance is critical. So we're going to have people speaking from all of those aspects and more as we engage tomorrow.
So globally, and when you look at the region, how is the perception of insurance and its nexus with sustainability? Like we had these pre-discussions, even the banking sector, the Chartered Institute of Bankers of Nigeria, they are focused for this year's 13th annual Bankers and Finance Conference was on sustainable financing the future of Nigeria. That's the sustainable future of Nigeria. And stakeholders have said the private sector will play a very key role in financing that sustainable development approach of the country, even the continent, running into billions of dollars. So how does insurance come in here? What's the nexus for insurance?
Okay, so the interesting thing here is that it's, launched what we call principles of sustainable insurance, and they've been able to, drive insurance from that perspective across the world. And I think it was the first time in 2010 that we had it brought to Africa in South Africa. Indeed, Nigeria hosted the second roundtable, a couple of years ago. So it's in the discussions because they have also found out that insurance provides, the best non-traditional source of finance, to fund sustainable development. And that is why it's important to take on this discussion at this time to then see how we go. Let me remind you, Ottoabasi, that insurance is dealing with a situation where it seemed like someone had betrayed the trust of his master, of his principal,
Yes. Yeah.
So trying to regain the trust, and it's not the easy, knowing that once we achieve it, we will coast. Insurance delivers a lot more than people understand at this time. Insurance is what keeps economies resilient. And the more people understand it, the more governments understand it, the more we will be able to, find value in it. That's what the situation is. And I believe that once we can deal with the issue of trust, which has to do with a lot of how people enjoy the promise that insurance gives, we'll be able to see it, add a lot more value to the sustainable development discussions.
And let's look currently at the state of insurance in the country, because when we look at sustainability, you have to even look at the framework currently and how the industry is playing. We know that the major development has been around recapitalization. What's been happening around that and NICOM's repositioning with the confirmation of the commissioner and of course his deputy national commissioners and the whole regulatory organization's restructuring. So far, has this helped to reposition the industry? Are we seeing positive vibes from the recapitalization moves for the insurance companies?
I would say it this way. The issue of recapitalization is becoming clear to everyone that is just one of the pillars for growth and development in the industry. Recapitalization is not everything. We've got issues around governance, we've got issues around customer service, we've got issues around communication. So even if you've got capital, to do the business, you've got to let people know that they can walk in, buy a policy, and they can also make their claims when the time comes. Those are issues about communication, customer service, and we've talked about the different options, micro insurance, takaful, and all of that. These are things that we must do simultaneously. We cannot wait until we have concluded recapitalization, because the way it's going, it just might be something that we see as, oh, we thought it was the answer that we wanted, and we just found out that it's not the answer that we wanted. So the real issue is that we can see the regulator moving, but it's early days. One thing I think we need to be able to sort out, for the insurance industry in Nigeria is the issue of what I call internal collaboration. It's exciting to see the Commissioner for Insurance visit the governors, to try and make them, understand why they should take a position on insurance in their respective states. However, we want to see that happen along with the other, operators who are the ones that will actually take, the benefits from this kind of visits. So internal collaboration is key, and then the external collaboration is also, very important. But we cannot give outside what we don't have inside. We have to ensure that we put our house together. And when you look at the insurance companies in Nigeria, they are strong companies and they are very weak companies. So the market is not one that the customers can just walk in and get anything from any company without having to do a proper due diligence, which to my mind, would have been best done by the regulator, and says to people in confidence that you can go to any company to do business. But that's not the situation we have right now. I think that's the next phase that the regulator has got to deal with.
Okay, so a lot of internal collaboration, and of course that will now fester to the external level. But
yes,
are we getting this integration into the economic sustainability plan? When you're discussing with your colleagues and those in the insurance industry and regulatory space and even policymakers, is insurance now taken seriously, particularly to this window of the economic sustainability plan?
The industry, two issues of trust and communication. Yeah, sometimes you just find out that,
yes,
like I said, it anchors on these two issues of trust and communication, because sometimes people will not know what you are doing until you tell them. Insurance industry in Nigeria has been, to my mind, largely, keeping people employed and keeping companies, pay claims. And last year, we got a report for last year that insurance companies paid over 340 billion naira as claims. I mean, these are things that people need to know and hear about and discuss and understand the role of insurance. Now, but it's unfortunate that, we'll be talking about sustainability plan in Nigeria without the involvement, so to say, of insurance, because who will sustain it? Who will stabilize things, when things go apart? Yes, it's nice for government to come out and discuss relief when things happen. However, sometimes the relief does not even come until things have gone really bad, because it follows a process. So, but insurance is there to ensure that as these things happen, where there was insurance cover, claims are paid and people are back to their businesses. So, I mean, when I saw the sustainability stabilization plan, I was concerned. I was concerned that, look, where is the place of insurance? And I went through the document and saw that insurance was even, in my mind, misplaced when it was taken to an agency that will not pay tax, an agency that will not employ people, an agency that, is already embattled. So I mean, to my mind, government needs to look at it as it is done elsewhere, that insurance plays the role of stabilizing and providing the sustainable path for what we want to do. So we must take it seriously, and that's why I propose that insurance must be as part. If there are insurance members in the committee, it's got to be communicated. It's got to be brought down to the level where people in the industry can also contribute to whatever the plan is going to be, at the final analysis. That's the flow I expect to see.
Definitely, and I like the part you said the commissioner, Mr. Sunday Thomas, has been meeting with governors, because even yesterday, listening on a national TV program, one of the governors in the state that will be holding elections said he came on board and he improved health insurance. That's one area that states have been trying to explore. Health insurance, like you said the last time we discussed, post-COVID, this opportunity to really strengthen health insurance, and that is very low still in the country in terms of coverage. We also have micro insurance, another opportunity which you also listed out, and that is still an area that needs to be explored. Micro pensions seems to be gathering momentum at the moment, as PENCOM is even giving updates of how many people are already signing up to micro pension scheme. So look at micro insurance, look at health insurance across states and even informal sector. How can this collaboration help to strengthen these two areas and even deepen our penetration, which is still below 3 or 4%? If I'm not correct, then you can correct me there.
Sometimes it's even challenging to get the right statistics, right?
Yes.
So you see the challenge we have. The challenge we have with getting the micro insurance to play like micro pension and to act like health insurance is that we've been too long on the path of trying to get the model right. That's the way I will put it. When you don't get the model right, you will go out there, no matter what strategy you're trying to put in place, you just find out that it's not working. And as you may know, the National Insurance Commission has got the micro insurance guidelines out 2018, and is currently undergoing some, tinkering. Like the commissioner had told us recently that there might be recapitalization for micro insurance. So if you check, there hasn't really been, though we have some micro insurance companies, they haven't really been able to operate and come out with a financial year report that can enable us assess what they've done. How many customers do they have? I mean, what have they done? How far have they gone? We're not there yet, because we keep changing the rules, so to say. We keep changing the guidelines, because to my mind, we haven't gotten the model right. So it is when we get the model right, that we will be able to, run in a manner that we can show results. And that model, that I will recommend, like I've done elsewhere, is to say, look, we've got large numbers somewhere. We've got large numbers in entertainment. We've got large numbers in supermarkets. We've got large numbers in different markets, different lines of business have got large numbers. What we've got to do is embed insurance. Micro insurance is not for the elite. Micro insurance is for the bottom of the pyramid, and that is what will deepen insurance penetration, to my mind. And so we've got to embed insurance and make insurance work. Thankfully, we have the digital solutions. So if we do that, everyone who's got a phone will be able to buy insurance, 200 naira, 100 naira, and that's what we have to work on. And the actuaries are in place right now in Nigeria as more than before to help us. So those are the things that we must do to get the model right. We cannot run micro insurance like microfinance banks. It will not work, because microfinance banking has struggled anyway, and so to take it down to the people and make it work, we've got to get the model right. That's what I think will help.
Yeah, Mr. Ekerete, I hear you very well. And when you said that, I remember India, we are making some strides in microinsurance, huge population, but technology is used there to drive microinsurance, and even Ghana, our neighbors. But the microfinance banks CEOs listening to you, they will definitely call you and say, no, Ekerete, we are doing our best. But that's for another day. At least it's a challenge that the microfinance space must step up. But that's well noted, definitely, because if microinsurance and health insurance are really leveraged, we should be talking about 5 or even 6% penetration, let's say in the next 2 years. If I'm being very optimistic about that, definitely. But let's look at the United Nations SDG 2030. It has 17 goals for the agenda. What are the opportunities for the insurance industry to tap into, particularly in Nigeria, in ensuring, like I said earlier, the private sector has a role to play in helping? And you said that insurance is a non-traditional finance segment that can fund sustainability even in Nigeria.
Yeah. Okay, so the good thing is that with the United Nations position years ago on insurance, it was easy to connect some of the goals, some of the sustainability development goals to insurance. Yes. When we and some of those goals, they are put in the context of the primary goals and then the secondary goals that insurance affects. So you've got hunger. When we say no hunger as a goal, insurance plays a role there, because the role insurance plays there has got to do with the support insurance gives to agriculture. And this is becoming a big discussion in Nigeria, because a number of insurance companies are doing agri-insurance, but the farmers, the smallholder farmers, let me be specific, are saying we are not getting the right kind of solution, response that we need, And then you talk about healthcare, and you talk about poverty. You talk about, gender. People have got to consider that it's time for us to do insurance, considering that the woman lives differently from the way the man lives. Their issues are different. We don't have insurance that are specific to women yet, to my mind, because we and that's where we go back and talk about micro insurance, for example. You've got more women, doing that. I've had a discussion recently about the Nigerian population and the context of men and women, and you find out that it's a 50-50 kind of thing, even across Africa. So, but we seem to make it look like insurance, a lot of men are doing insurance and buying insurance. Women are better drivers. Those kind of discussions have happened. And so why shouldn't they have better discounts when they are having this? So you find out that, again, for the secondary side of the goals, you've got about 5 of them that speak to the issues of infrastructure, that speaks to the issue of sustainability, partnerships to protect our planet, and these are things that one way or the other insurance gets into. You cannot talk about innovation, without talking about insurance, because I've said to people that the great technology companies you see in the world today are backed up by insurance. It's insurance that keeps them in the business that they are doing, because the business giving people bonds and all of that, and those are the things that insurance plays an important role in. So we've got the opportunity, and we need to take the opportunity. One of the things I found out in the course of time is that there are not too many Nigerian companies that have even signed on to the principles of sustainable insurance. We should have more Nigerian companies signing on. As we speak, we probably have only 3 or 4 Nigerian companies, and it will not only help their business to grow sustainably, but it will help to redirect, what we are doing. When some of us speak about the issues of claims payment, it will seem like we're just making noise about the fact that people need to be paid claims. That is what will sustain the business, because when you don't pay claims, you make the man who took a policy to become poor. And it addresses the issue of poverty as part of the goals. So it's all connected, and we must take those positions. We want to see more Nigerian insurance CEOs, going ahead and getting involved with these engagements at the global level, because we've got a market that is potentially high. However, we cannot match what we are doing with the potentials. And that's what we have to discuss and see how we close the gap.
Yeah, definitely. You have made a very solid point there, Mr. Ekerete, which was even going to lead me to the next question. But let me not say policy and regulatory framework, because, of course, NICOM, you've enlisted some of the things they are doing and the need for more collaboration. But from the legislation, in terms of our laws, are there additional enabling laws we need to deepen our insurance sector, deepen its penetration in the country? It's still very low, and it's something that is a huge concern to the largest economy in Africa.
You see, Ottoabasi, the truth of the matter is that if I was in the position of the lawmakers, I don't know how it works, I would probably be asking, how much have you done with the current law? Can we see how much you've done with the current law to now see what the new law will do? I'll give you an example. We speak about the issues of compulsory insurance. It's been in the law since 2003. Public buildings have to be insured. Buildings under construction have to be insured. You can't put your car on the road without insurance. Health professionals must take insurance against, professional misdemeanor. And you can't do imports without insurance. These are compulsory insurances, group life. How are we doing, by even enlightening people about it in the first instance? Do people know about it? A lot of companies are just doing insurance to get past the point where they are stopped and ask for insurance. Now, they should understand that the insurance that they are doing has got benefits and has got, responsibilities that they must honor. Today we have companies that have issued group life policies, but they take it for granted. And it's not in their own interest also, because even when they lose a staff, instead of relying on the policy to pay, because they didn't put a right policy in place, they now have to still spend money from their purse to take care of such situations. So the issue for me, and I have recommended that we could start from where the Federal Inland Revenue also started. Write letters to people and ask them for their insurance status. Let them give us their insurance status. If they give us their insurance status, they have insurance, good. If they don't have insurance, then we should enlighten them on why they should have insurance, because it's a law. The law says
compulsory insurance.
You should have insurance. So when they don't have it, it begins to creep from where we are to the next level. And if you don't have insurance, it becomes a simple thing of the regulator of insurance sending a letter to the law enforcement agencies. These are the people that have insurance. These are the people that don't have insurance. Please, can you help us enforce this law? So by the time you take this back to the lawmakers, they will see that there's an opportunity where the country is losing money. All right? We're talking about revenue. So we'll begin to understand that more revenue coming into insurance means more tax coming out of insurance for the government. It also means more employment coming into the sector. It also means, more people living a better life. Insurance is the only product I know that pays people. People pay tax to government, but insurance pays people. People have got to change their thinking around insurance and not see it as you are doing somebody a favor by giving the person a premium. No, you are helping yourself, because when that date comes, we'll all cry. Last week in Lagos, I mean, it's unfortunate what happened in Lagos.
We had a series of explosions,
If 30 lives were lost, 30 lives were lost, properties were lost, churches were affected, buildings were affected, so there's no discussion around insurance. These are the things that we must bring to bear, and stop expecting that help will come from somewhere that you did not invest in.
Mr. Ekerete, that's nice to hear, but as we begin to wind down, just early hours of this morning, the federal government and the labor union reached an agreement in their meeting that's averted a nationwide strike. And I was expecting that part of the palliatives or discussions would be around ensuring that all the insurances that are due, the payment for workers will be done, particularly workers in the federal government structure, those working in federal ministries and offices. Based on the issue of insurance of workers, are you satisfied with the approach that the government is taking, and even labor unions, in ensuring that these things are implemented, like you said, compulsory insurance?
I will tell you that I am satisfied with the position that government has taken, because government has made the law, and then government has thankfully shown the example by doing the group life insurance for the workers. However, labor has got the larger part of the work to do. This is what I mean. In trying to negotiate with government for better conditions for workers, labor should begin to look at insurance as that good alternative, non-monetary benefit that workers can get. Is good enough to seek to have minimum wage. However, what does this wage do? We use this wage to take care of our health. We use it to send our children to school. We use it to pay rent. We use this wage to pay transport and all of that. Now, there are some of these things that insurance can take care of. And so the labor has got to begin to change its discussion and bring insurance more into the negotiations and the discussions. Health insurance, like you and I agree, is doing well. Are all the workers having health insurance? That is something that should be put in place.
Mr. Ekerete, I have some difficulties hearing you, but I hear you very well when you talk about the need for labor to ensure that.
To talk about group life insurance, for example, for all to work or move around without insurance, have this. It will further see in part of this negotiation. You know, all workers should have health insurance. All workers should have life insurance cover. And when this happens, it will give the workers a different level of comfort. I mean, if we bring awareness to workers that you can take insurance for your child in the event that you cannot pay the child's school fees, insurance will take care of it. It begins to change the discussion. What are workers looking out for? I mean, so we've got to change that, and then we begin to understand that savings, when you do savings is not just doing savings and keeping money, it's savings towards, you know, other issues that can happen. Funeral arrangements are taking place in Nigeria. People are spending money for funeral arrangements, you know. These are things that insurance takes care of. And so the awareness has got to be there, which is why I said, if the industry has internal collaboration, they will be able to have external collaboration with these different sectors, and linkages will happen and we connect. This is part of the things that we are going to discuss at Insurance September tomorrow. And I do hope that, you know, we will be able to rise from these discussions and get government stream of the plan that is going on in terms of budget and everything.
Thank you very much, Mr. Ekerete Ola Gam-Ikon, a management consultant and insurance expert.
Convener of Insurance September. For those of us that would love to join the conversation tomorrow, you can join the hashtag #InsuranceSeptember2020, and of course, #MainWorkForUs. Also, you can join hashtag #MyCampaignNG. And Mr. Ekerete's Twitter handle is at Ola Gamola, OLAGAMOLA. The forum starts from 10 a.m. and you can join the hashtags to get further insight on how you can participate. It's an insurance forum you don't want to miss. So if you have a huge interest in insurance and you want to be part of this conversation, join those hashtags and Twitter handle as mentioned. And of course, follow WebTV NG for updates on the social media space. From that time, 10 a.m. tomorrow to about 12:30, the conversation on insurance and sustainability will continue. But it's been really nice hearing the perspective of Mr. Ekerete Ola Gam-Ikon on insurance and sustainability in Nigeria. The best part of it is knowing that insurance is the best form of non-traditional finance assets that can help fund sustainability. There's a lot that can be done in internal collaboration within the industry that can impact external, and also there's need to work closely to deepen the insurance sector through microinsurance, health insurance, and even deployment of technology. We hope to have more of this conversation on insurance and how we can grow it to boost the economy with the unique experts and a strong advocate for Nigeria in insurance, Mr. Ekerete Ola Gam-Ikon, doing this even as we count down to Nigeria at 60. Just one word for Nigeria as it clocks 60 as it has to do with insurance, Mr. Ekerete, before we sign out. What's your one word?
Oh yes, we are all called on this diamond anniversary of Nigeria to renew, just like we will renew our insurance policies, to renew our togetherness, you know, as Nigerians. And I do hope that we will be having a better experience of insurance to justify all of what we are investing, you know, in developing this country. Thank you very much.
Yeah.
Thank you so much.
Thank you very much once again, Mr. Ekerete Ola Gam-Ikon, convener of Insurance September, management consultant, and insurance expert. Hope to have you in subsequent editions. And that will be all for this edition of the Economy and Politics Show. You can join our website, www.prochange.com, to watch our videos, read our news reports and analysis, and also send your comments and views to news@prochange.com, things you'd like to know more about insurance and your perspectives around it. We are ready to receive them and respond appropriately. Join us by 10 a.m. as we discuss further on the Nigerian financial and capital market as it relates to the economy on our market review. So we come your way again. Thank you for watching. Have a nice day and stay safe.